This is the very first painting I painted, and it was a place where I was in incredible pain. I was in so much pain that I couldn't almost bear it. So you can see the words cut out my heart, and that my heart was open and raw and dripping. And this was so ugly, but this is exactly how I was feeling at this time in my life. And you can see it was garish, it's distorted. It didn't matter to me how it was painted, but it was really this incredible physical release of what I was feeling in that moment. And it really, what was amazing that is it captured the intensity of what I was going through at that moment. This was the next painting. I painted myself. I actually had my girlfriend who had invited me to her studio took photographs, so I actually started using photographs as a way to try to paint portraits. I'm here, this one, I'm sort of frightened in a position on the floor where I'm holding myself, where I'm frightened and cold and a place of fear and a place of despair. So this painting was like an attempt to really feel that, be with that, and dwell in that experience. Now here you can see I'm in the same place. I'm in a place of severe depression. My work is very garish and very raw. But what I began to discover when I was painting this is how much I loved painting with oils. What happened for me in this painting was I was still in my place of pain, but there was a point of departure where suddenly I became so excited about the painting process itself. What was so exciting is when I started painting, I loved the color, I loved the richness of the color. I began to really get into the way I was painting it and the energy it was very physical for me. I'm beginning to learn how to paint. So all of a sudden, I went into this creative process through my pain and through my suffering and through this incredible, depression. But I began to move through the painting, the process of painting, where I began to discover the beauty of the line, the way that the image was. I suddenly was moving into this place of being an artist. Well, this is the painting that actually changed my life, because I was painting these portraits, and I painted them over a period of a couple of weeks, maybe even 12 weeks. And when I painted this painting, I was into this place of really just painting now. And when I left this painting and I came back into the studio that I was working in, I looked at it, and suddenly I compared it to the first painting that I had painted. That was the one that was like where I was so raw. And I looked at this painting and I realized that I was healing, that I was actually through the pain and had come out the other side. But the reality is I did not know that until I painted this painting. It was as if the artist within me stood in front of me and said, the artist had become the healer, and the artist had a way of knowing. The artist painted myself well, and that's when I knew I had experienced a powerful healing. So this painting was a turning point for me. And I invite you to give yourself permission to do something you love. In my life, I had always wanted to be an artist, but had never given myself permission to do it because I was not good enough. But in this period of my life where I was so devastated, the fact that I wasn't a good artist didn't matter. I painted now as if my very life depended on it. I didn't care. I had to paint because I had to heal. I had to paint, and I became so involved in the process that the creativity just took me there. And when I painted this painting, I looked at myself and I realized I was going to be okay. So I invite you to create this process for yourself and begin your own journey of healing.